Welcome back to the Squared Circle Gridiron. We've been gone for such a long time, but it's great to be back. It's me and Ron. I've been under the weather. I'm back, though. No Ricky Lives. He is pulling a Sid Vicious. Softball season is upon us. How you doing, Ron?
Doing good, brother. I'm ready
It's
for this. I'm ready for this ass whooping you're about ready to give me, you said. So
Hey, look, I am excited, man. It is rare that you get to this point in the season, right? You can see a little bit more daylight. The sun's starting to come out a little bit more. You can still feel spring coming upon you.
oh
And the
hell yeah.
NFL draft and the NFL combine just concluded. The draft awaits. Free agency next week. But that's
Let's
not what we're
go.
starting with today. We are starting today with the Denver Broncos admitting they bought a bunch of bad seeds. They got hornswoggled. They got took. Old Pete Carroll got them. He completely
Horns.
pulled the wool over their eyes, got 2 first-round picks, and Denver's literally left holding the money bag. I have seen a lot of flops in my day on trades. To me, all time, this probably ranks as the second biggest failure in a trade sweepstakes I'll ever see in my lifetime. Denver got completely snookered out of this. I didn't understand why they gave him such a large contract when they traded for him when he had 2 years left. You didn't know how it was going to work out. To me, that was just a bad business decision. That GM still has a job. God knows if I cost my boss $85 million, I think I'd be out of a job. But it is what it is, Ron, and here we are. I don't think there was any doubt what was going to happen. What do you think of the move for Denver? Did you think it was the right move? Did you think he did enough
No,
to earn the place?
no. That was a bad move. I mean, to be released, yeah. But for the trade, that was just a shit trade. Denver was they'd gone through what? How many quarterbacks after Peyton Manning?
A lot.
A lot. So it was like the fear the fear of missing out, I guess. The best way to put it with him. So they took a swing and they missed horribly. And they should have seen the signs because you can see deterioration the year prior and even a little bit more the year prior to that. But they want to get back to the promised land, so they swung for the fences and horribly missed, man. They gave up too much. Too
My
much.
whole thing is, look, if you're going to make the trade, right? I can't blame the GM for making the trade. They needed a quarterback. They had 0 quarterbacks. That's just what they were. They had
Right.
gone through Case Keenum and a litany of other guys that just could not hold water if the boat was sinking. It was terrible. This, however, the extension just added insult to the injury. It just all it was. It was salt in the wound. And now Denver's got to eat an $85 million head scratching cap number for the next 2 years. And I'm not
Yeah.
sure how it's spread out, but it ain't pretty and it's never going to be good when you're eating that kind of a cap. It really deters how you can do in free agency. It deters you from keeping your own guys, from
Yeah.
re-signing guys that you want to keep on the roster. This isn't just a 2-year issue. It's going to affect them long term. I know there's a lot of rumors going out there, running wild. You know, Denver's going to trade up in the draft. They're going to get a quarterback. We see it every year, and I'm going to get into it in a minute, but why is it that we always see teams reach for players every year? What
Oh
happens?
God.
Every
I don't
damn year we see it.
because the fear of missing out because
They're missing out.
fear of missing out and then they freaking buy the stupid hype train, man.
Well, the
Players.
hype train is real after the combine. Once again,
Yeah.
thank you all for joining us. We've been gone a while, had to recharge the batteries, but we're back and we're better than ever. Unlike me, the combine was real, right? That was a real deal.
Yes.
I watched it. I mean, I can't deny it. I sit here and I watch this shit every year because of one reason only. Somebody's gonna run a 4.2 or 4.3 40 and
Woo.
catapult themselves from a 3rd to 4th round position to somebody taking
Yep.
them in the 1st round.
Preach.
And by the way,
Preach, brother.
Denver didn't draft John Elway. They traded for him. A little bit of a history lesson, folks.
Yep.
Denver has never drafted a franchise quarterback. They traded for Elway for a sack of beans to Indianapolis. So little known fact there. But
Yep.
this combine saw something happen we have never seen before. Care to explain what that was, Ron?
Would that be the 6 or 7 receivers running a 4-3 under a 4-4?
Not just that, but we had one in particular bust a 4.21 officially on the
Yes,
clock.
yes, he did, man. He flew.
And
He
that's who we're
flew.
talking about right here, Siegel. Yes. Here's
Yep.
my question to you. I told you going into this, based on the speed that I knew he had, I said he was fast, and I knew he was fast.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he was that fast.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that's elite.
That was mind-blowing fast. Like, did we just see that kind of fast? Did that just happen kind of fast?
My issue, of course, is not that his speed, not his hands. He's got great hands. I've got nothing against him on that. It's his build. The guy's 170 pounds soaking wet. He's 6'1", 170 pounds. He is slight of frame. He is not a large individual. 4.21 Xavier Worthy. That is he worthy of a first round pick, Ron? I got to ask you straight up. No. You're just no out the gate.
No. Oh, no. Hell no. No. No.
Okay. Tell me why. I got to hear why. I got to know why. He was supposed to go in the second or third round, right? Like, that's where I saw a lot of boards with him.
Right. And he should stay. That's where he should stay. You can't say like Mitchell or Coleman or something unless somebody reaches for him. You know, but that might happen because he ran a 4.1. But I just
4.21.
Yeah, 4.21. Speed doesn't always equate. I mean, you look at some of these other receivers that got the hype of the fast run, and they
Ross immediately comes to mind. John Ross immediately comes to mind.
Tavon Austin,
another one.
Yep, Tutu Atwell. But I think, you know, what Worthy has against them, he has a little bit of a route tree. A little bit, but not much. I'd rather have Mitchell from Texas than Worthy.
The bigger receiver.
Yeah, the big receivers.
Okay.
Brian Thomas Jr. better.
Like Siegel said, some of his advanced metrics show he's pretty good. Here's my take, all right? I'm gonna get you with this one, okay? What is the one thing you cannot coach in the NFL? The one thing you cannot teach a player to be. The one thing you can coach them all you want. You can work out all you want. You can do all you want, but you can't do one thing to them. What is that?
Speed.
Can't teach them to be faster.
No.
Speed is everything at every position outside of quarterback and the offensive lineman. You need speed at the defensive end. You need speed at linebacker, wide receiver, running back, cornerback, safety. You have got to have speed. And this guy doesn't just have speed. He has cheetah speed. He can bust that top off real quick. And my worst fear ever. There's two fears I have in this draft, and he's one of them. He's player one. This guy slips down to a team like Kansas City, where he gets well coached, where he's got a quarterback with a cannon of an arm, that they've been missing that guy to take the top off. And for the next 10 years, this guy shits on my Denver Broncos consistently over and over and over again. That is fear number one. I hope he ends up going to a team like the Bills, which is what Siegel just said exactly. I hope he goes to the Bills because they are missing that right now. Diggs is a great player, but you can see in some of his numbers right now, some of his speed metrics are sort of coming down. He would help take a lot of pressure off of Diggs right now. He really would. So I honestly believe that when this is all said and done, you could say, no, we're not going to reach. Well, when that clock hits zero and you didn't draft the guy that ran a 4.21 that you think has pretty good hands and runs a good route tree, you're going to have to explain that to your fan base when they know you have got to get a playmaker on your team. And there's enough teams out there right now, they have got to have that. They got to have that speed over the top. Blow your doors off and you can't catch me. I'm out of here. I am the road runner. You can watch me, but you can't catch me. That's what this guy is. And he'll wave as he goes by. Wave to the fans, wave to the other players, just like the Cheetah used to do. That speed is devastating. I don't think you can take him to the top 10, but you damn sure can take him somewhere between 20 and 30. Because at that point in time,
I'll give you that.
I'm not saying he's a top 15 player. I'm not saying that.
Okay, I'll give you that. Now, okay, let's say you're in need of a offensive tackle, edge, starting cornerback, but he's out there. Do you think a team should take a chance and miss out on those and get a receiver that, you know what I mean?
I mean, to me, it just depends on where you're picking on the board. Like if you're Denver, you're not taking that gamble. You've got to take a top 15 player. I've seen the numbers where they say on this board right now, there's between 15 to 20 players that truly have what is known as a first round grade, meaning they are worth a first round pick, right? I'm not saying this guy's in that quadrant, but if you're outside of that quadrant and all the guys you have marked as a first round pick are gone, Why are you going to take a defensive end you have graded as a second round pick versus somebody who's on the cusp like this kid if you need a wide receiver to burn the top off that ass?
I'll give you that. I'll give you that's a good argument. Good.
Case in point, let's take a look at your Rams, right? Let's take a look at your
Okay.
Rams.
Why?
Cooper Kupp's at the end, right?
Yeah. Yes,
You're picking
he
in
is.
the mid-20s, right? Low 20s, right? 22nd or
19.
23rd? Oh, 19.
19.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're on that edge. You're on that very edge. And you are going to need somebody to pop that top. Just like a cold can. Pop the top and watch it take off. Because let's face it, Kupp, he's getting a little bit older. You've got a young got a young receiver that's coming on, but he's not going to burn the top. His route running is crisp, but he ate the burner. You get that burner out there with Matthew Stafford dropping dimes over the top. You got something again. You got a Super Bowl contender if he can work out. I'm just saying, this is why the draft is great. This is why the combine is nothing but hype, baby. The hype train.
But on that note, the Rams are in need of edge and defensive back and offensive tackle. So
they are.
So that'd be more important as a fan to me. That's more important for them to get when they can get a Mitchell, Leggett, one of those guys in the second round.
I hear you. No, it really depends on how this thing falls. It really does. If there's a defensive end that you have two on your board, you'll take him. I mean, but when you get to the teams like the Bills, you get to the teams like I don't know, maybe maybe San Francisco, just saying, a couple of teams out there might look at a guy like that. Just my thought process.
Yeah, I agree.
What was the biggest surprise to you in this 40 time that you saw? Did you see anybody that grabbed your attention? Because there's one guy. Actually, there was two guys. I was looking to see how they did at wide receiver that I was like, holy shit.
You know what? But probably holy shit in a different way. I thought that Brandon Rice would run faster than he did.
I didn't see what he did. What did he end up running?
4.5, I think. I thought he'd be a 4.3, 4 guy.
That kind of
surprised me.
I do know that the wide receiver from Florida State, he did not have a good run. That was like a 4.6.
Oh, Wilson? Was it Wilson?
Coleman.
Yeah,
Coleman didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he ran like a 4.6. Yeah, Rice ran a 4.5 from USC. Got him right here.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit surprising to me. The guy that got my attention, and Siegel hit it, was Thomas from LSU.
Oh God. 4.3, 4.35?
Dude! By the way, do you know how tall he is?
6'3", 215?
6'3", like 206, I want to say is what they measured him at officially.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and look it up. But he ran a 4.33. I mean, a 4.33, man. 4.33. This guy was projected to go with the back end of the first. Mm-hmm. I think when you see those kind of numbers and what he did at the combine, there he is. I tried to tell y'all, goddammit. it. My man busted out there like he just had the can of whoop ass of all whoop asses. I was blown away. I thought the guy would have a good showing. I didn't know he had that kind of speed, man. I was utterly blown away by watching him run those drills. I was blown away by his speed. That guy might be a top 15 pick when it's all said and done. You know who he could be in this draft? And you're going to be like, what? You know who he could be? He could be the Jefferson of this draft. Honestly.
Oh, yeah.
He really could.
I agree. Yeah, because he has good hands. He's proved that. The other kid from South Carolina, Leggett, Xavier Leggett. He's a big boy too. 221. 6'3", 221. He ran below 4.4 too, didn't he? 4.3.
I don't see him on here officially. Was that did he have his day or was he at the combine? I'm looking for him now.
Combine.
Okay. Looking. Keep the folks entertained. Tell me what else you thought about this combine. What else were you watching?
The kid, the 6'7" kid from Florida State, Wilson. He didn't run that bad, but he didn't look too good in the drills.
For some reason. Well, look, there were some guys that I was hoping would run at least a little bit, and then there's guys that I knew weren't going to run, right? I knew that wasn't going to happen. The one guy that got my attention, my boy from Georgia, McConkey.
Yeah, he ran a 4.3 too.
ran a
He's
4.39, blew the doors off. I've been talking about my boy since day one. I've been talking about it forever. I've been saying this, correct?
yeah. And the weird thing, his measurements, I thought he was taller.
What did he come in? Was it 6 foot flat,
Five,
wasn't it?
I
Yeah,
think
6 foot flat,
6'5",
186.
yeah.
6 flat,
But
186.
I thought he was like 6'1", 6'2".
6 foot flat,
Yeah.
almost 190 pounds. My man is going to be a pro player. That's the guy. That's the guy that I'm terrified is going to end up on a team that will know how to use him, like the Chiefs. This is actually my worst nightmare come true. Is that he was a fringe first round player to begin with. A lot of people didn't think he was fast. He was billed as the runs great routes guy, and then he comes out there and blazes a sub 4.4. When you blaze a sub 4.4 in the combine, there's no need to have a pro day on your 40 anymore. You have seen what I can do in track conditions. Draft me, I will burn the whole defense and laugh as I'm strutting my ass in the end zone. I can't wait to watch this guy on Sundays. I'm high on this guy like Snoop Dogg would be at a concert.
What about the kid from Florida, Ricky Pearsall?
I didn't see him. What do you got for me? Was that the 4.41 guy? Yeah, 4.41 guy.
But man, when he ran that gauntlet, whoo, he looked good. He was impressive.
Was he a bigger guy?
No, shorter guy, little guy too.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was a little bit bigger than that. Anyway,
no man, yeah, he looked small on the field.
Yeah, Ladd McConkey, man, 6 foot, 186, 4.39. That's still blowing my mind. The other guy that, of course, we thought was going to be the man, a Dunzy, right?
Yeah.
He just looks the part, man. Big physical receiver, can get down the field, can body you up, can smash you in the face. He can do everything you want. He can block. He can run, catch. I mean, the guy's going to be an all-pro, I think, before it's all said and done.
Yeah.
I really do believe that. We saw him in the national title game. He was the only guy that was consistently running wide open down the middle of the field, and they just could not get him the ball. It was impressive to watch. I love watching the guy when he was in college. He was one of the reasons I watch Washington every week. I know everybody gave the love to the quarterback. That guy, I thought, is what made that whole team run.
They lost all three of the receivers. Are going to be in the draft.
Yeah, they're losing quite a few. Yeah, Ken Coleman is 6'3", ran a 4.61. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, that might have dropped him out of the first round.
Yeah, I think it didn't just maybe. It definitely dropped him out. Yeah. And Marvin Harrison, was a little bit bigger than I thought, 6'3", 209. He had much more size to him than I thought he would. Anyway, I don't want to keep carrying on and going crazy about this. I want to get to some running backs that were out there as well. There was a guy out there, and I'm going to give you his numbers, okay? See if Jalen Wright. Did you see Jalen Wright?
Yeah.
What'd you think of him?
I think he'll be RB1. I think he'll be the first running back drafted.
You think so? Really?
Yeah. I think so. I know the commentators kept on hyping up Marshawn Lloyd from SC, but I think Wright would be the first one taken.
I don't know that he'll be the first one taken. There was a guy at this combine that blew my doors off. Isaac Guerrero. I think I'm saying his name right, from Louisville.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you some numbers on this guy. Hold on to your hat. He's 6 foot even. 6 foot even. How much do you think this kid weighs? Just take a guess. 6 foot even.
215.
221. Guess what he ran his 40 in?
Is it the 4.33 guy?
4.33.
Yeah. At
220 pounds.
He's from a smaller school, right?
He's from Louisville. Played ball at Louisville. So he's a known commodity. People have talked about this guy on the backroom circuit. I know you say you think, the Tennessee back's going first. I think that's the guy that's going first. I think that's the guy.
Really?
I think he got a lot of guys' attention at that. You cannot teach speed. He's a big back with speed. He is what Jonathan Taylor is right now. Fast as hell. He's got all the metrics. He tested off the charts. There's high clips of him in college. He never got ran down from behind. If you don't know who this guy is, keep him on your fantasy radar this year, because before it's all said and done, like the kid from Miami last year, eventually he took over. He fell apart at midseason when we needed him most. Damn it. Mid-season, when I needed him most, he fell off the radar. But this guy's got the size. If he can stay healthy, I think you might have a guy here. I really do. Was there anybody that caught your attention at this thing?
In a good way or a bad way?
Yeah, either way, man. I don't care.
The kid from Notre Dame, he ran a 4.7. Esteen?
Yeah.
He ran
STB,
a 4.
STB or whatever.
He ran a 4.7. That surprised the shit out of me because as many times I watched Notre Dame play this year, he seemed to run faster. That surprised me.
Well, he ran his way right out of the first round. I can tell you that.
Yeah. He
probably ran his way to like the 5th or 6th, if that.
Yep.
Yeah, Jalen Wright 4.3. I mean, those are the two fast guys from this combine, man. Robinson from Texas was all right, but he's a little bit smaller.
And Ray Davis from Kentucky looked good too.
Yeah, but that 4.3, man, when you start putting that up, Trey Benson from Florida State was the other guy that ran a sub 4.
Yeah.
4.4. So I'm looking forward to it. Combine was great. I enjoyed it, but there was one thing coming out of this combine that every year it happens. They start overhyping the quarterbacks. Did you see the latest talking head segment? It's all over the place now. The talking heads are coming out. They're saying 6 quarterbacks will now maybe go in the first round. 6. We've talked about this for months. There are 3 that are absolutely going in the first round that have first round talent. After that, you're reaching, in my opinion.
Oh, thank you. Preach to the choir, my brother. Preach to the choir.
I don't know what they see in J.J. McCarthy. I'm not a talent scout. I don't get it. I don't see that he's got an overly large arm. I don't see that he's overly athletic. When you're telling me that he could go possibly 6th to the Giants, and now the rumors going around that they are out on Daniel Jones, that they have buyer's remorse, and they're looking to trade up with the Arizona Cardinals to take a quarterback. I'm speechless at this point in time.
It's funny. Watching Good Morning Football yesterday, Kyle Brandt compared him to AJ McCarron. I was like,
that's not a good comparison.
No, but if you look at it, the way he explained it is like, okay, you have AJ McCarron was a winner in college. He is overhyped, got drafted too early, and never did anything. That's what he thinks going to be with McCarthy. I was like, oh God, thank you for this, because I go out a little bit on Twitter with people that are singing the praise of McCarthy, and I just don't buy it, man. I'm just not buying it.
Here it is. I'm not buying it either.
Yeah, if people think Bo Nix is a first round,
no. We're gonna get to that. Okay. But that's what they're saying, is that they're done with Daniel Jones, that they want to get rid of him. They can't move on from him this year, but next year possibly. He would sort of be a fill-in for the rookie this year until they can't stand it anymore, and then move on from him. So that's what Rich Eisen reported on his show. And I sort of buy Rich Eisen because he's not a hype man. He doesn't normally speak out of church, so to speak. He's the guy that's going to give you the real – he's going to – he's going to give you the real – well, I mean, look, he's got his Homer hat on all the time. You know that. Anytime he's talking about Rich Eisen talks about Michigan, you just tune that shit out and move on to the next segment, because you know he's just going to be over there in heaven for the next hour or so. Just, have you seen my Michigan Wolverines? Oh my God, I'm done with that. I did see Bo Nix. You brought it up. They're saying Bo Nix now is also trying to work his way back into the first round mix. There's a couple of things I want to touch on about this. Okay, I do not like drafting fifth-year seniors or later, because at that point in time, it's a man playing against, young men, very young men. Typically, 21, 22-year-old kids that are really elite are going to the NFL the next season. When you're 24, 25, still playing in college, and now you're getting all the love because you've seen everything. This is just, you're not surprised anymore in college. The speed of the game has slowed down. I have never been a fan of drafting a quarterback that has been playing in college for 5 and 6 years. I might be alone there. That is not my thing. I want to get a guy that I think showed himself early, proved himself early, and is ready to be drafted by year 3. That's just me. What do you think about it? Because he got his ass kicked at SEC when he was in his prime, when he was young man, when he was athletic as hell. He got the shit beat out of him.
I agree with you. I think he's already hit it. He's already hit his prime a little bit. So it's not going to get too much better than what he is right now. So
you're exactly right. I mean, we talked about this before too, is that the reason that Alabama players, they used to get drafted too early because guys would say, the coaches would say, hey, look, if he's this good now, imagine where we could have him in 3 years. And then it took them about 6, 7 years to realize, hey, it's Nick Saban. What the hell are we thinking? That guy has been coached up as good as he's going to get. You're not going to make that guy any better. He had Nick Saban coaching him the last 3 years.
Yep.
We're not miracle workers. There may be another tenth that we can get out of that guy. That guy is as good as he's going to be now that we've got him. There is no more ceiling for that guy. And it took him a long time to figure that out. Bo Nix, I think teams are sort of reaching here, man. You think you're going to build something out of this guy? He ain't going to get no better. This is what he is right now.
No, he might end up being a career backup. I forgot one of the content creators or somebody on the TV made a comment about that. About he might end up being they see him being career backup. That's his ceiling.
And he might be, but you don't spend the first round player on a backup, man. You just don't.
No,
you find those guys in the 3rd and 4th round. You find your special team players in those rounds. 5th, 6th, and 7th rounds, it's a crapshoot. Sometimes you come up snake eyes. Sometimes you roll the numbers you deal. It's just that round of the NFL draft is built for building your special teams if you're lucky. That's what you're looking for. And every now and then you get lucky. You get a Terrell Davis. You get a Tom Brady. But they didn't have those guys ranked as surefire starters. That's why they went in the 5th, 6th, and 7th rounds.
Right.
That's why Mr. Irrelevant went in the 7th round. Nobody looked at that guy and said that's a future Super Bowl playing quarterback. They said that guy might make the practice squad. He'll help us out on practice days. No one thought he was going to be a starter in this league.
No. So which quarterbacks surprised you?
None of them.
No.
No.
You don't think the kid from Kentucky, Drury?
No.
You think no? I think he looked pretty good.
It looks great when no one's rushing at you.
Yeah.
They look great.
I think the one person that got hurt the most out of the whole combine was Hartman. He looked awful. He ran fast, but he didn't look good during the throws. He didn't look good at all.
I'm just going to say this, and Siegel hit it. Bo Nix looks like the perfect next draft pick. He really does for the Jets. Just go ahead and get him. Look, the other person making his name again, man, is Michael Penix Jr. He's back up there again. They're saying he's working his way back in the 1st round. Michael Penix has an arm on him. I was wrong about that. I didn't think his arm was that strong. It is. He's got a cannon for an arm. The problem is there is no direction on that cannon when he has to move in the pocket. We saw it in the title game. We saw it over and over throughout the year. Oh, yeah, and by the way, he's got a bad knee, like a really bad knee. Like, that might get him failed by physicals when this thing's going on.
Yeah, but he passed all the medicals, though.
Yeah, allegedly. Do you believe him? Do you think his agent's going to let anything get out of there other than positive vibes?
Yeah, true. Yeah,
I mean,
two ACL surgeries, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I haven't seen a whole lot of guys just get a complete green flag when they've had 2 major injuries like that. Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I've never seen it. So I like Penix. I think he might have a career in the NFL. I think he's going to have to take time to learn a system. But if you make him move in the pocket, we've seen it now. He doesn't throw accurately on the run. And I'm not talking about just, having to move into the ball. You've got to move in that pocket over and over again. You've got to move around in there. You've got to slide up and down, slide left and right. You've got to avoid that first rusher 8 out of 10 times. It's the NFL. Everybody's fast. Everybody's fast. Everybody on that defensive line is coming at you. Those ends, they all ran 4.5 40s. Those defensive tackles, they all ran 4.7s or below. They are big, strong, powerful men beating the shit out of other big, strong, powerful men. Oh, by the way, they're blitzing now with the safeties. So you got to move, man. I'm just saying, but this is why you love the combine, right? The combine does this every year. People walk out of there millionaires and they don't even know it yet until draft day and they get taken the 1st round. And everybody in the room goes, what the? Because nobody saw it coming. So anything else from the combine that you saw that sort of got your attention?
Not really. I think the tight ends did what the tight ends were going to do. Well, the kid from Penn State, geez, the kid from Penn State, Johnson, jumped out a little bit of me for the tight ends, but other than that, no. Uh, no, except for Chop Robinson ran what, a 4.4?
Yeah, I think it was it a 4 or 5? I can't
That's
remember, but he got my attention.
Yeah, he got my attention, and then there was an offensive lineman ran a 4.94 or 5.2 that got my attention.
The offensive tackle from Notre Dame, I think, is going to be the first guy now taken. I think the offensive tackle from Oklahoma helped himself. The offensive tackle from Oklahoma State helped himself. I thought there were a lot of offensive tackles that proved they were first-round picks to me. That's what I saw in this draft.
Yeah.
You're breaking up a little bit. I don't know what's going on. It's getting weird.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it's slow and something. I don't know what's going on. There's something going on right now in the NFL. I'm not sure if you're paying attention. I talked about this months ago. I've said it over and over again. The Bears needed to trade Justin Fields while the iron was hot. Have you heard the latest now going on with Justin Fields and the Bears' problems unloading him?
They're not going to get a first. They're going to get a second or a third. That's all I'm hearing.
They're not getting a second. They were never getting a first. They were never getting a first-round pick for Justin Fields. That was never going to happen. They believed all the hype of surrounding their fans, screaming they could get a first. They were barely going to get a second. Now they're looking at a third and a fourth. That's what they're looking at now.
Because that's their own problem, too. They dug their own hole.
Yes, but this is what I was saying. You don't play this card this close to the vest for this long. If you have decided as an organization that you are going to move on from him, you jump on the best, fastest offer you can get, because now you've got Russian roulette now at quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins is moving. That piece of crap Russell Wilson is moving. I don't know who would sign him, but somebody's going to sign him to a dirt-ass contract because he doesn't have to get paid for the next 2 years. So he makes all the sense in the world to go to somebody like the Pittsburgh Steelers, where he's going to hand off 35 times a game and then bootleg his ass out.
Or the Falcons.
He ain't going to the Falcons. I can guarantee that already.
Yeah.
I think the Falcons are going to be.
I guarantee he's not going to the Raiders either. So you can just quit talking that. You can quit talking that trash, my brother. He ain't going to the Raiders.
So you haven't heard the latest, have you? Have you heard the latest coming out of the Raiders?
No.
The rumor going around is that Russell Wilson has identified the Raiders as his #1 landing spot to get even and in spite of the Denver Broncos, and would do it for $1 million a year. Because for the next 2 years, he's paid $30-something million a year.
No.
How does that make you? It makes me feel warm and fuzzy on the inside as a Broncos fan. This makes me very happy. I would love for nothing more than for you to get one Russell Wilson so that you can have the joy in your life that I've had the last 2 years. Be such a pleasant Sunday moment when you see him step on the field and he does that insanely great dump down when it's 3rd and 18, and all you can think is, thank God we're paying him $35 million.
Yeah. Slowly.
Look, I'm not trying to be a prick. I'm telling you, this is where I've heard he wants to go, and I've heard the Raiders want to sign him. Because it's dirt low.
They can't.
Would you be happy as a secondary Raiders fan?
They had McDowell's as a freaking coach after seeing the debauchery they was with the Broncos, so man,
look, this is what you do. You always get our sloppy seconds. In this case, it would be the sloppy thirds because we got screwed over by Seattle. You're at least not trading for him.
True.
Like Mark said, let Russ cook. You get him that easy bake oven, let him throw in that thing. You'll be fine. Let him easy bake his ass off.
Go cook out in the desert. That's what he'll go to.
There is also the rumors going around about Kirk Cousins. And we talked about this, and I mentioned it. And, the rumors getting increased now that he's headed to Atlanta. That Atlanta's about to be all in on Kirk Cousins. That they're going to sign him for something like $55 million guaranteed for the first 2 years. Those are the numbers I'm hearing over and over again. 2 years, $110 million. You don't see it?
For a guy, not with the guy coming off a freaking Achilles injury.
All right. Let's say you do $35 million
Yeah.
the first year with a rollover cap number, right?
Yeah, I can see that. But not 55 million, not 110 million guaranteed.
All
No.
right. Well, I'm just telling you what I'm
I
reading.
mean, hey,
Like,
I believe it could happen, but I just not good. Not
man,
good
something's
football.
going on
And
with your
just
connection all of a sudden, Ron. I don't know what's going on, buddy.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it's really broken up like you're in the Matrix. Are you getting kidnapped right now?
Yeah, I'm getting kidnapped.
It's the Matrix coming for you. The other big part that's going on right now, man, the salary cap is getting dropped on. I mean, not salary cap, but the franchise tag is going around like crazy. Maybe it's me. They're saying it's me that's breaking up. So shit. Maybe it is me.
Oh,
You carry on. I'll be right back.
oh, geez. See, he's full of shit. Russell Wilson isn't coming to the Raiders. That's not going to happen. I'm going to speak it to existence. Jeez. What do you guys think? I'm all alone now. This is just weird. Don, come back. Don. So what else is new, guys? What can we talk about?
And
You
by the
back?
way, I'm not full of shit. He might be coming. I heard you in there talking shit, so maybe it was mine. Sorry. I would have had left and came back in. I hope it fixed it. You seem to be a lot better now. It is what
You
it
seem
is.
better too. Yeah, you're better.
All right.
You weren't breaking up on my end. You weren't breaking up at all. So
All right, all right. So I'm pretty excited. The franchise tag, man. Are you seeing this shit? They're dropping it
Yeah.
like it's coming out of the sky. And they all waited until the last week where they're like, we're not getting a deal done. I'll be damned if I'm letting you go anywhere. I'm going to run down a couple of them real quick, right? The Patriots used a transition tag on Kyle Dula. Colts did end up franchising Michael Pittman, which is a very sore subject
Right.
because Michael Pittman made it known he wanted to test free agency. He was very much looking forward to testing free agency. I don't think that's going to go over well, man. What do you think? And he played at USC.
where'd you hear that? Because I heard that he wanted to.
No,
Wanted to
I
stay
saw
with
his
Indianapolis.
comments. I saw he said he wanted to, but he didn't want to play under the franchise tag.
Okay.
He wanted a deal done. And if they couldn't get a deal done, he wanted to test free agency. He said that he said that multiple times last year before the season ended.
Yeah, he might be one of those guys that's franchise tagged, and if they can't reach a deal, then it's traded too. So
Well, this ain't the NBA, man. That's harder. That's way harder to do in the NFL than is the NBA
Yeah.
because you're still going to eat that cap hit. There's a certain timeline that if you don't have a deal done, you either drop that tag or you're owed him that money.
yeah, he seemed to have good rapport with Richardson and liked the team and everything. So that I can see why he would want to be in that
Yep.
division.
I mean, look, I get that he wants to test it. That guy's a big receiver. He's in the prime of his career. He needs to get a quarterback. I'm not saying that Gardner Minshew isn't the guy. You saw very little of their rookie Richardson. He looked like he might be the part at times last year, but that injury, you always get nervous when you see a quarterback get an injury like that. That
Yeah.
throwing arm is always a concern when they come back. Like, are they going to be the same? Cam Newton never looked the same after he hurt his shoulder. Never. He never recovered.
Yeah.
Looked like he was throwing rocks at mailboxes from a car that was passing by. Anyway, the Jaguars have decided to franchise Josh Allen, the defensive end, again. They've done it again.
That surprised me a little bit.
Well, I thought he was going to get moved out, man. I thought he was moving on.
Yeah.
I really did.
Same here. Yeah,
I
same
mean,
here.
It's kind of weird they did that, honestly. It's just weird to me.
And what they did in spite, because they didn't want him, they didn't want him moving on. I was hoping he's sending the Rams, man. Rams or the Raiders. That'd been nice.
Well, I know
Nice.
he would. Yeah, and I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know he had a lot of teams that were ready to have him come visit. There were a lot of teams that were in the Josh Allen business and wanted to bring him in to give him a shot. The dude is a sack machine. He's a pressure machine. He causes fumbles. He's a great football player. I hate seeing shit like this, man. When a franchise player like a Josh Allen ends up on a straight dirt strangling team like the Jaguars. It's just enough to make you go crazy. The Cons have always run a shitty franchise out there, and it's not getting any better. And yes.
That's the only thing they do shitty.
Yeah, no kidding. Yes, Drew Brees had a bionic shoulder. Otherwise, he'd have been a Miami Dolphin. That's the end of that.
Yeah, and then I think they can't tag him next year either. I think you only do 2 years in a row.
I think that's it. I think
I think 2 years is the max.
so.
So what's the purpose? If they can't sign to a long-term contract, then he might pull a Ramsey and be disgruntled and force a trade. And then, like you said, they're going to have to eat it.
Yeah. I mean, I know one thing. I would hold out of camp. I know that damn much. If I'm Josh Allen, like I'm not showing up again. I played by your rules long enough. I'm not doing this anymore. It's a business, and you're not treating it like a business. You're treating it like a cheap ass commodity. So that's where I would go with that. The Bears franchise tag Jalen Johnson. I thought for sure he was going to be a free agent. I did not see that franchise tag coming, although they have plenty of cap room. I was a little bit surprised by that, but it's a good move by them.
Yeah, they'll work out a deal with him. They'll work out a deal with him.
I agree. Sure. I agree. I think they will too, for sure. And where is Jamal Adams going? I don't know yet. I'm going to read up on that. I heard a little bit about it today.
Not the Jets.
Well, hell no. But I got to see where that's going. I saw a little bit of it today. I'm going to read up on a little bit later tonight. The Texans and Schultz. Did you see this? They agreed to a 3-year deal today. The tight end Schultz.
I'm sorry. I saw a thing saying Washington leaning towards picking Penix in the first round.
Yes. Dude, please tell me that's a thing.
Yeah, I just saw that pop up.
That sounds like a smoke and mirrors if I ever heard of it. That sounds like a complete smoke and mirrors show. So just some other things going on. The Ravens did put the franchise tag on their defensive tackle.
That's good for it.
It's good, but do they have the cap space, man? Like they're going to have to do. I tell you what, that left tackle might be gone in Baltimore at this point in time.
Well, and this is a year to get to do that because they have so many offensive tackles in the draft. So that's going to give free will to people to be able to do that. Make their decisions just like edge rushers too.
And yes, I just saw it break on my screen as well. It said Washington quarterback Penix is now leading to be a first-round pick. So not the Washington Commanders, the actual college.
Okay.
Yeah. I just read it as well. So, you scared the shit out of me. I was like, good God, new owner of the freaking, Commanders are still idiots out there, man. Morons. And Ronnie Stanley, I think he's gone, man. I'm not sure that he's going to be trade bait because of his injury concern. But from what I'm seeing, there's serious talk inside that team about letting him go and drafting an offensive tackle in the first round this year because there's so many good ones that are going to be there for the Ravens when they pick.
Yeah.
So it would make all the sense in the world. He hasn't been the same since he re-signed that contract. Where's it at here? Looking for some more. Oh, the franchise tag, and this was the last one I want to talk about. Oh, the Lions re-signed Emmanuel Mosley, the cornerback, which was kind of shocking to me.
Who did?
The Lions. They re-signed him.
Yeah.
That's sort of where I'm at. Like, okay, I hope it wasn't a lot. The Giants are not going to franchise Saquon Barkley. What are your thoughts on that? Because personally, look, I'll let you say what you think. I am not getting a running back that has serious injury concerns and has produced the bare minimum the last several years to big money. It is never going to happen. I'd sign him to a prove-it deal, and that's as much as I'd give him.
He was a top 10 running back last year. How's that bare minimum?
What's he done the last 4 years?
He's been a top 10 running back for the last when he's not injured.
You just said the key word, though. Best ability is what? Best ability is what?
His best ability?
No, the best ability is what?
Being there.
Availability, and he ain't had it. He hasn't had it. He just hasn't. The guy's injury prone. I decided to say a 3-year, $6 million deal with a bunch of proofs. But he's not going to accept that. He's going to want big money. And I keep hearing.
I don't think he wants big money though.
Shit. It's a business. He wants money.
But he can't. I mean, then that's his own foolery because you have people like Aaron Jones going to probably be released if they don't do a restructure of his contract. He's making $17 million. There's no running back that's going to make more than 14 or 15 million. I don't see that happening.
Look, I'm not paying him more than $5 million for a year. I'm just not. I'm not sold on him. I don't think he's great. I think he's okay. I think you can do a lot better in the draft. I think you can do a lot better in youth.
No. He's
not young anymore, Ron. He's not a spring chicken. That guy's got a lot of miles on them legs. A lot of miles.
Yeah. I'm not buying it.
All right.
I'd rather have him than Austin Eckler.
Well, let's face it, Austin Eckler's what, damn near 30, right?
Yeah.
And he's got a lot more miles on his legs than Saquon does. He
Yeah.
really does. So I just, you sell me on why you think Saquon Barkley still got something left.
Because he can still run good. He catches good. He's a team player. He pass protects. There's not too many people out there. I mean, he can still run hard and run good.
Okay. You said he was top 10 in the league last year. He was not.
Oh, he wasn't? Okay.
No, he
So
was
what was he?
16th. He was 16th in rushing yards. He was 8th in carries. So he
Okay.
got top 10 opportunities, but he didn't prove it. He was twice as worth. He averaged 3.9 rushing yards a rush. And I was high on him going to last year.
Yeah. Who's going to run good behind that line?
He also only had 280 yards receiving. Like, I'm just saying. Like, the numbers are all down across the board ever since he got hurt. He had the one big year a year ago, right, when he was going to be a free agent, and then it went to shit again. So I'm just saying, man, like, I'm not sold on the guy. I think we might see the end is nigh. You're talking about a guy. What year do you think he came out in the league? Do you remember?
2014?
No, God, no, he ain't that old. Holy shit.
I mean, not 2000. I mean, 2016, 2017.
2018, he came out in the league. Okay. So he's got 6 hard years running that ball with a bad injury. 2018, he's been out. He's 27 years old. I don't know, man. It's one of those deals where I can't give him a big long-term contract.
No, maybe 2 years. That's it.
I give him a 1-year, $5 million prove it deal. That's just me. Prove it.
Okay.
Prove me wrong. Right? I mean, he played under a franchise tag last year.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this one. Do you want him on your Lions for $8 million?
On my Lions.
On your Rams.
What the hell are you talking to? Yeah.
Really?
Yep. I'd be fine with that. Yep, I would.
Okay, well.
That'd be good backfield. Him and Kyron Williams. Hell yeah.
I'm gonna have to write to see if I can get you out of California because you are smoking some shit that is affecting every part of your thought process right now. I am concerned for you. Genuinely concerned for you, my friend.
Oh. I wish I could do that kind of stuff, but
that's the quick rundown today. Free agency starts next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. I can't wait. You want to know why next Tuesday is a big date for free agency next week?
Why?
Because the legal tampering period opens on Tuesday.
Oh yeah, true.
So you can start, these contracts before the free agency even kicks off. So I propose to you, we do a show next Tuesday. Maybe we do it at 7. We'll see what the free agency says.
Yeah.
What says you? All right.
Let's do it.
That's all I've got today. Do you have anything else you want to bring up?
No, yeah, just with the legal tampering thing, just remember that how many times, at least once or twice a year, there's somebody that will contract will come out and say he's gonna be signed, and then it goes sideways and nothing's signed.
Yes, and I look forward to this.
Yeah.
I look forward to somebody having an egg all over their face.
Of course you do, because you're a twisted son of a bitch.
Look, I love it. Fan base gets all excited. We signed Player X. I can't believe it. And then 2 hours later, that contract's been rescinded.
Yep.
He's going back to the team that he played with.
Yep.
Every year. I want to thank everybody for joining today. I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Please like and subscribe.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to the NFL offseason. We're off and running, Ron.
Let's go, brother.
Have a good evening, everybody. Like and subscribe.
Late.